Okay. We should be live. All right, no, I need drums. Okay. We're live. Outstanding. Okay. Okay. So, here's the drill. I don't go into these live streams with a plan necessarily. This is just office hours. Office hours is going to be mainly me shooting the shit. Okay. You guys are more than welcome. We're live. Outstanding. Okay. Okay. So, there we go. Okay. You guys are, able to come in and ask questions or just watch away. Couple things. First and foremost, I'm streaming this from Zoom as opposed to OBS, which is like the streaming software I was using before. If this is better, let me know, because we're using their bandwidth as opposed to my bandwidth. So if we're seeing some improvement here, this is what I'm going to use going forward to stream to YouTube. That's the first one. The second one is I was going to stream some music making. I haven't played with Logic Pro in forever. Freshman year of college, I used to fiddle around with it and with FL Studio. However, I didn't have it installed on my computer, so when I re-downloaded it, where was that window? Anyway, I need to re-download all the assets before I can do anything. Like you see, there's no samples here or anything. About 70 gigs worth of stuff, so it's probably not going to happen tonight, for what it's worth. Sorry, I know maybe a couple of you might have been interested in that. No dice. So instead, we're going to do something completely different. Let me exit out of Logic Pro. No, don't save. Yeah, see, look. We are going to play the only game I'm halfway good at, and that game is Football Manager. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play FM20. Steam going up. All right, come on. Oh, now is not the time to update Steam. Come on. All right, outstanding. Well, applications, Football Manager 2020. Yes, I have achieved peak millennial bullshit. We are now streaming live on YouTube. I never thought we would get here. Come on. FM20. Okay. All right. Progress. Now, for those of you who don't know what Football Manager is FIFA, but for nerds. It is a soccer tactics game where you don't actually do any playing, but you can pretend like you are and feel accomplished. No, you set up the tactics, you set up the training. It is in-depth and it's complicated, and I cannot get enough of it. But I already see that this is chugging away, so I'm going to have to down the graphics here if I don't want my computer to explode. Yeah, so as soon as it gets to the main menu. Oh, all right. And I do have the chat window here, so if y'all want to ask your questions, you can ask away. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this before. I am obsessed with it. This is my drug. This and Logic Pro. I do like to video edit sometimes, occasionally, mainly for memes, but also for aperture and stuff like that. So more you know. There we go. All right. It's a career here. All right. So new career. Who are we gonna play with? Who are we gonna coach? I feel like we should start in England. There is no team from New Jersey, unfortunately. And we're going to start way down the leagues. It's no fun. It's easy mode if you want to start in the Premier League. You're starting down the division. Now, see, there's a team here called Dorking, which reminds me a lot of my high school experience, which is speaking to me a little bit. What else do we have here? We have go to Banner on the North. Boston United is always a solid pick. Some of these are offensively British, like Kettering and Kidderminster. Is that a sheep on Hereford? Interesting. What about Panorama National? Let's go with shit. I don't know what I want to do. All right, let's go for something completely different. Let's stick with it. What about League Two? No higher than League Two though. I think League Two is a solid place to start. Plymouth Argyle is a solid choice. I gotta pick soon. All right, let's go down to Panorama North. I know who I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick Boston United. Why? Because they're easy to hate. Because they're named after a team we hate. So that's set up. Gamma, you can do it, MacBook Pro in 2012. There we go. Oh, shoot. Come on. Why? I can't believe you've done this. I can't believe you've done this. So these are the headphones I was going to use for music production. Unfortunately, the cable I can't find anymore. And because we're in the middle of the pandemic, I can't exactly order one and have it come in tomorrow. So instead, I have put this this very high fashion, really authentic cable, yellow. All right, how many leagues do we want to load in? Now, rule of thumb is the more leagues you load, the slower it's going to get. So let's go with a small database of players. We're definitely going to load teams from England. I think it, generally speaking, we should load the UK and Ireland. So one is Northern Ireland and Wales and Scotland. Those are for sure. France. Also go Belgium, Holland. Just general vicinity. Spain and Portugal. Okay. Oh, and Portugal would be USA. Confirm. Outstanding. Okay. Game speed. I need a new computer. I need a new computer now. This is ridiculous. All right. I don't need this playable. But what I do need is maybe this will help. It does exactly nothing. Okay. Add players for the teams. Attribute masking off. Don't add key staffs. Cannot use real fixtures. All right. We're good to go. Let's begin. Let's start. Okay. So how does this work? The way FM works is what you got to do is there's no real beginning or end date. Like you start in the summer of 2019, which is the year that this came out. Well, the year that this starts from anyway. And there's no real goal. You just have to make it. You have to. I think the goal we should set for this one is get promoted, get up the leagues, keep it simple. Um, yeah, yeah. All right. So I think the goal for the stream is going to be finish summer transfer window, first couple games, and if you have class-related questions, leave them in the chat. I have it open right here, and I'll answer them. I still haven't thought about what the fourth movie is going to be for the extra credit. I have another couple hours to think about it. I was kind of leaning towards the problem is availability, but there's this amazing German language movie called Goodbye Lenin, and it's set in East Berlin when the wall comes down, and it's about this family, and the lady, the mom in the family, is a staunch communist, like firm communist, and she goes into a coma 2 days before the wall comes down. And when the wall comes down, she wakes up like a couple weeks later, and the doctor tells her son, hey, if she experiences any sort of major shock, like I don't know, East Berlin doesn't exist anymore, communism is gone, she's gonna die. And so it's a story about this kid who's trying to keep up the fiction of communism while like Coca-Cola banners are going up in Berlin. It's crazy. It's kind of hilarious. It's got Daniel Bruhl in it, who you might know from what was he in? He was in Rush. He was in I think he was in Inglourious Basterds too. German actor, not the one you're thinking of, the other German actor, not Christoph Waltz. But he's very good. It's a very good movie. It's very funny. But it's a German language movie, and like I know I should be a little more optimistic. After all, Parasite did well, and like foreign language movies should be all right. But I don't know. My other option was Bridge of Spies with Tom Hanks in it, who is national treasure. I haven't decided yet. It's going to be one of those two. So I will set that list up to be done, hopefully by the end of tonight, and set those assignments up. We should all be available on VOD. I'll double check in a minute, but it should be no problem. So that's the situation with the extra credit. There's a couple of you that just started watching now. We're playing Football Manager. I was gonna do some projects on Logic Pro, which is a music making app, but it has to download all the assets, and that's gonna take forever. I'm not even jacked into the Ethernet. This is gonna take all night. Maybe for the next Office Hours and Chill next week. If there is another Office Hours and Chill, who knows? I didn't exactly push this one or advertise this one because it's not like mandatory. I'm not going to be like, hey, you have to come watch Mark Lane shoot the shit on YouTube. No. This is just an occasion for you guys to ask questions in a stress-free environment, or watch Mark shoot the shit for like 30 minutes. Who knows? We're going to play it by ear, which is, of course, the best way to play it. I hope the lecture from yesterday didn't bum you out too much. The Nazi lectures are always kind of scary to teach, just because of the moment that we're living in. It became harder to teach the Nazis in the world after Charlottesville. It's I mean, not to wax poetic about it, but there's like there's definitely a part of the goal of teaching, this is more a pedagogy thing than anything, but part of the goal of my style of teaching is to make you guys good citizens in addition to being good students. And that means being aware, being cognizant, knowing what's going on. Um, and, I think one of the problems with history as it's taught in the high school level, in the high school setting, is that it's not taught in a way that is relevant. It's taught in dates. It's taught in, how can I put it? It's taught in things for you to memorize and not things you should know. What I mean to say is, when you memorize, you learn it and then you forget it because it's on the test and you have to know it. But the minute that quote unquote testing environment goes away, then you forget it. It's no longer relevant to you. It's why when I asked in my classes, at least a couple of my classes, what year the American Revolution happened, none of you knew it. A couple of you knew it, but the majority did not. And should still, to this day, months later, feel really embarrassed about that, FYI. But my point there is to say, you probably memorized it in high school. It was probably on a test when you took US History 1. But you never learned it because it wasn't relevant to you. So why would you maintain that information? Your brain is a lot like a hard drive, right? So you're maintaining information, but like you catalog it. And so if the information is cataloged as like not useful, you'll eventually forget because it's not super useful. I, Mark Lane, brain psychologist, as opposed to the other kind of psychologist, which studies not the brain. Yeah, I found beer. If that was not obvious. Anyway, I think the point I'm trying to make here is part of the goal that I try to do is make the history relevant, and I think there's no way to make the course more relevant than to make it about stuff that is going on today. And so when you talk about the Nazis, you have to talk about Charlottesville, and you have to talk about the people that could become Nazis. When you talk about the Industrial Revolution, you have to talk about things like automation. You have to talk about why the Industrial Revolution leads to things like radicalism. Because if you don't, you're not going to understand where all these things that we now take for granted come from, right? If history is not made relevant to the people who study it, then why bother? If you don't retain the history after you leave the doors, then what's the point? Why do I have a job? These are questions that I ask myself a lot, but it bears saying because, like, if you can't retain it, if the history is not relevant, if it's not made relevant, and you don't remember it, and you don't remember it in places like the voting booth, if you don't remember it in places like when watching the news and saying, "Oh yeah, I understand that shit. We looked at this in my class. I remember." And what was the point of it? And I think that's sort of where my head is at when I do this sort of thing. God damn, this has taken forever. Forever. It always takes this amount of time because it has to load up from like 40,000 specific players, and that just takes a long time. What else? Oh, yes. Darkness at Noon, which is something you should be reading. I hope you're reading, because that's going to be due like next week. I believe next week, Thursday. So yeah, you have like a weekend to get that done. It shouldn't be too crazy. Darkness at Noon is a lot more interesting than Sword of Steel. It is my personal favorite of the 3 books that you have to read. It is a compelling political book. Like, I really don't want to spoil it too much, but it's one of those things that you'll kick yourself for not reading. Um, Although, how can you kick yourself for not reading it if you don't read it? I don't have to make sense. I think the point is, it's one of those things that everybody reads. These books are classics, and they're classics for a reason. Although there is most definitely a reason that you don't read younger in high school. Yeah, but Darkness at Noon is I remember reading it as a it's your age actually, as a freshman or sophomore. I might have been a sophomore in college, and it blew my mind when I read it. It was so compelling. But what I will say is, let me see if I can find my copy. Hold up, BRB. Here it is. Found it. Okay, so yoink. So here's Darkness. Darkness at Noon is narrated as a stream of consciousness book. The idea is, usually when you read a book, it's logical. It has a progression to it, a flow to it. The problem is that we don't think that way, right? We all have some sort of mild ADD where we think about something and then something happens and we lose focus for a minute. Like you talk about something like, oh, squirrel, and then you lose your train of thought. That happens to me a lot. Stream of consciousness is what this technique is called when you put that into writing, where it's just like your thoughts in just like an unvarnished sort of flow of ideas. See, this book is set in a prison in the Soviet Union during the Stalinist purges. More on that next week. And it's just a guy alone with his thoughts and his torture, which I don't want to say anything, but very good. However, because it's narrated in that way, I recommend like attacking it with a highlighter. Passages that you find interesting. I have earmarked the shit out of this book. This book is old. Been through the wire. It is outstanding. It is very, very, very good. It is really quotable as well. So like, I recommend keeping those quotes in memory for things like your final, things like your papers, and if you take a history or a poli-sci class in the future, this is also a really, really good book to use. Again, the closest analogy to it is 1984, Orwell. It's one of those books, and if that's the sort of book that like tickles your fancy, you will enjoy this. You will enjoy this. Although, if you need something else to read on a similar topic, another book that I recommend is it's A Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich by Alexander Solzhenitsyn. It's a tiny little book. It is very small, and it's a book about a day in the Gulag. You have to read, I think, a bit of Solzhenitsyn for the discussion session, if I remember correctly. And very good. It is very different in style, but I very much enjoyed it. I know a couple of you are debating going to a four-year college. In fact, I think most of you are debating going to a four-year college after this. My advice is so Rutgers, there's a course called Dance Appreciation. And everybody takes dance appreciation. And it's not because they love dance. It's because it's the easiest A on campus. And so everybody takes it, right? But what you will find is that you have a limited amount of time in college, and like you have, if you're finishing county college, you have 2 years to take all of the courses that are going to essentially decide who and what you are as an adult. So why would you waste your time taking dance fucking appreciation? Um, Take something interesting that's going to like dramatically change how you think and how you view the world. Um, in this case, both of these books I read as part of a course on Russian history, and it was crazy. It's the craziest course I took as a college student. But Dr. Julia Fine, if you ever want to look her up, Fein, she was an expert. She is. I do not believe that she is deceased. She was an expert in like Siberian history. Like, you know, those stories about people that live in the Siberian woods and don't have contact with people, and then like they randomly get discovered by hikers. Yeah, these are the people that she studied. She was a fucking genius. Anyway, um, yeah, this is a course that I took on a whim. It was an elective for me, but I learned so much in that class. So much in that class. Um, and like I would not be the person that I'm today if I hadn't. And so I always recommend to students to like not take EPA. It's just there's something about it that seems wrong. I think maybe the social isolation and the quarantine is making me a little melancholy, but like, man, life's too short. Time's short. Why would you waste it taking easy A courses just so that you can spend more time doing nothing? Like, gotta push yourself, man. You gotta, and I'm one to talk. I'm lazy as fuck, but like, you have to find that motivation to do stuff, because otherwise, like, what was the point of it? Um, what are they going to put on your tombstone? Like, oh, he was really good at getting headshots in Call of Duty Warzone. I was like, he was a pro at Football Manager 2020. I am, for the record, but not quite what we're here to do. I think that's sort of what I'm getting at here. It's you gotta push yourself, and it's a complicated thing, but you got to do it. Ooh, Gabe Martinez asks, would Inglorious Bastards work as the fourth film? Good question. So here's my concern with that. Number one, Quentin Tarantino movies are deliciously violent. I, for one, have no problem with that. The problem is that when I turn that into an assignment, I have to take that into consideration. Like, Amistad treads the line a little bit with how it portrays violence in film, but like, I would definitely be. Let's put it this way: would you show Django Unchained in a class about slavery? Like, yeah, it's fun, and yeah, watching these slave owners get what they deserve is outstanding. It's beautiful. It's art, but my perspective isn't the only one that matters. And when you're catering to a giant mega class of 60 people now, I have to take that into consideration. Um, that's the first problem. The second problem is that it has to be Cold War related, because there is a chronological progression of like 1917 is World War One. The death of Stalin, even though it's technically set after World War II, that it's more about the communists and the communist mentality. And besides, it's just very funny. And then the Eichmann show, it's on there because it's on Eichmann, who we'll talk about in detail in a lecture in this class. Number one, but number two, because it's free on Netflix, and that's like a priority for me. So I need something set like 60s, 70s, 80s, and that talks about things we discuss in class. So like a Vietnam movie would be good. Something on Bobby Kennedy would be good. something about collapse of the Soviet Union. Be very, very good. So like this is what I mean when I was talking about Goodbye Lenin as a possible movie, because that's about the collapse of the Soviet Union, right? And like the surreal nature of that for the people that lived in it, people that lived in East Berlin. Um, that's a consideration. And I think a second consideration is like it has to be somewhat self-serious. Like, oh boy, okay, here we are. Create new head coach profile. Oh yeah, here's me. This is my head coach profile from previous games. Yeah, now you know I was born in Austin, and now you know exactly how old I am. Well, that is incorrect. Edit profile. No, that's gonna bother me too much. Come on, you can do it. Okay. Nationality, place of birth. Let's go back. Fuck it. It's not important. Yeah. So if you have any good Cold War movies, let me know. Because like I need uh, content, hashtag content to show in class. Yes. So let's use this profile. Yes. Yes. Confirm. Would you like to start playing? I would like to start playing. Finally. Okay. All righty. Okay. Okay. Come on. Okay. Let's go. There we go. Okey-doke. Welcome to Boston United. Boston United has hired Lane. Thank you, boss. Thank you, Sky Sports News, for that. All right. Okay. Thank you for formally welcoming me to Boston United. Yada, yada, yada. Introductory welcome pack. Introductory. I'm a celebrity. How dare you? I want all of it. I want the full shebang. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Congratulations. Best of luck. Here's the stadium, York Street, about 6,500 capacity, 6,600. Good training facilities, meh youth facilities, meh youth recruitment, but that's okay. No general manager. We do have an assistant coach. Okay. Next. So, here are our people out on loan. This is the formation they've been playing with. It's going to get scrapped immediately. Move on. Okay. Club vision. This is what they would like me to do when I am tackling the first season. So, for example, part of the club culture, they would like me to sign players under the age of 23 for the first team. So, like when I go out in the transfer market and I go out and buy players, preferably under the age of 23. But, you know, not super favored, so not important. However, they want me to run this as a business, which means work within the payroll budget, and that's very important. They definitely want me to at least reach the playoff. So if you don't know, in English football, Gabe Martinez wants to know, could I do a Poli-Sci 121 Classic and do Lord of War for the fourth film? Ooh, now that's a shout. Okay. Not opposed. The only problem is that we would have to watch that like right before the last class, because if not after the last class, and like time's running a little short. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Good choice though. Very good. Okay. So as I was saying, in English football, English soccer, the first person, the first in the league gets promoted. We have promotion relegation, which I know for a lot of you is like a new concept because like we don't have that here. But one of the things that I hate about American sports is that no matter how crap your team is, there are no real consequences for you. Like prior to their winning the league somewhat recently, like uh, the Chicago Cubs. Wow, I just picked the whitest fucking team in the whitest fucking sport. The Chicago Cubs came in like last, year in, year out, for decades. It's a meme at this point that the Chicago Cubs are hot garbage, right? But they face no real consequence for coming last other than like, being mocked relentlessly. Promotion relegation means that like if if you come in last, you don't get to play in Major League Baseball next year. You have to play in the minor leagues next year if you come in last. Like, there are stakes to the league if you come in first, second, or third, or fourth, or fifth, right? And so because I'm in a lower league, I have a league that I can get promoted to, and vice versa. Just like if you come in last, you go down. If you come in first, you go up. But if I don't come in first, the teams second through sixth play off in like a mini tournament. Those are called the playoffs. So when it says here reach the playoffs, it means they want me to come minimum of like sixth, which might be tricky, but I can do it. FA Cup wants me to reach the first round. Okay, FA Cup is like, these are trophies that these English soccer teams play in addition to their league. All right, so all of these say they want me to get promoted. I am going to try, however, to get promoted this year. It's going to be tricky, but I think I can do it. All right, next. Do I want to schedule press conference to meet the media? No. Do I want to do squad friendly to assess the squad? No. Do I want to advice support from the coaching staff? Sure. Okay, confirm. New save, Boston United. Yes. Oh yeah, I forgot. These games are several gigabytes large, and so like it will take forever to save. So while I save that, let's talk about next week, because next week's lecture is, so as you know, Thursday we have Max. And Max is an excellent movie. Please do not watch. There's two movies called Max. One of them is about a German Shepherd. You may guess that that is not the movie that you want to be watching. However, the movie that I want you to watch is the one with what's his name? John Cusack is the main actor in it. Very good. Follow the. I think I sent you guys a link with a Just Watch link, which links you to all of the various streaming services that have it. I believe you might have to rent it. It's not on Hulu or anything, but very, very good movie. We will talk about that in like a more private Zoom conference thingy over probably this weekend, if not Friday, something like that. But next week we're doing a double whammy of Hitler and Stalin, which is going to be difficult, but we'll manage. I also believe that there's a reading day coming up. I don't know this off the top of my head. I have to go look it up. But I believe that you guys have a day off coming up. I think maybe the week after next. I'm going to have to go double check that because now I'm second guessing myself. But know that it's coming. So download the syllabus, give it a look, give it a check. Okay, so welcome to the starting screen here. So this is a news item. Wayne takes charge of Boston United. Well, thank you. I don't know what's the actual fuck is going on with my eyes here, but oh my god. I don't know what the fuck. I look like I'm a math addict. Anyway, all right. Simon Heslop's contract is expiring in 12 months. So this is someone who is with us until the end of the year. Solid player. I will probably not be renewing your contract though. Tactics introduction. Okay, so we have to make some tactics. Club visions. Just went through that. Yes, this is fun. Okay. Preseason prep. Normal preseason prep. We'll arrange friendlies in a minute. Yes. Okay, transfer window is open. No, don't need to press. Okay, let's look at the team. So this is the team that we have. Because we're in the lower leagues, we have a couple of different kinds of contracts. These ones here at the top are players that are out of contract. What that means is essentially they're like the soccer equivalent of temps in that they get paid on a game by game basis, but they're technically not an employee. So like these are good because they're cheap, there's a contract where it's like it's really, really cheap, but it also means that if another team like really wants to sign this guy, like George Green, for example, they can just come in and offer him a contract and lose him. So I think my best bet here is to just go by team, by position. Let's start with the goalkeeper. Who do we have here? George Willis. Bit meh. Also, he's not at the team. So let's move anyone who's out on loan into the under 18s because, like, I don't need you. Oh, this is a very lean squad. Oh shoot, this team, like, there's no one on this team. Okay. Peter Crook. This looks like he's our starting goalkeeper. Not great, not terrible, but not great either. Good aerial reach for this level, good kicking, passing, reflexes. Throwing's not fantastic, and neither is his handling or his one-on-ones. Okay, so we probably gonna need a new goalkeeper. And this one is Kevin Ammett. Oh, he's got some potential. However, that polygon is yeesh. Like the most important attribute for a goalkeeper is this one up top, shot stopping, and that's his like lowest attribute. So, all right. So this is a player that we have on loan. He's a center back. Good, very good in the air. Good strength, very good strength. Defending is average, but this guy is slower than a Prius. Okay. Am I paying a salary or are they paying a salary? I'm paying a portion of a salary. I'll try to get rid of him, but good in a pinch. Scott Garner is the next one. Better speed, not as good in the air, but good defending, just generally speaking. Heading, marking, tackling. Okay. I can work with this. Luke Shields. So this is another defender that's good in the air, but like if I just compare him to Ainge, the first one, yeah, worse in every way. Like he's a little better mentally and a little bit faster, but a speed of 8 and a speed of 5 are both crap. So we are probably going to need a new keeper, and we're probably going to need a new player to the department. This is not starting out in the best of ways. Ben Middleton is the next one here. Bit park player, nothing to write home about. Okay, all right. What else? Who we got here? Ashley Jackson. This guy has been transfer listed. I mean, this guy's listed as a left back, but like if I compare him to, is it Shields? Yeah, this guy is a significantly better center back than this guy Shields is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you off the transfer list, and I'm going to train you to play center back instead. What's his passing? Passing is 10. Ball playing center for defender. Defend the role. Okay. Alrighty. Who's next? Which means that this guy here, Luke Shields, I should probably look to get rid of him. He just recently signed for Boston United too. Oh God, so I can't sell him. Damn it. Okay. Here's Ashley Jackson. Here's Ben Middleton. Yeah, we're gonna need a new player per role. Alex Penny. This is a half decent player. This guy's okay. Can I offer you a contract so you're not week to week? Regular starter, squad player. Let's start negotiating. Yeesh. Okay, no, never mind. I can't afford that. That's why you're a contract to contract. Alex Whittle. I mean, you're fast, but that's the only thing you are. Fast, and that's it. Okay. Tom Platt. So this guy's a center mid. Good in the air, good all rounder in terms of like what I need from you at this level. Not great. I think that's the theme here. Like, you know, players that are okay, but nothing to write home about. Another box-to-box mids. We have two box-to-box midfielders. Okay. Andy Tannoy. Albanian player. That's not something you see at this level. You don't tend to see international players in England at like the sixth tier. Like, this is not just the minor leagues. This is like the amateur leagues at this point. Good vision, good passing, but like that's really it. Yeah, I can see why you're transfer listed. Okay. Alrighty. Brad at it. Oh, now you are good with like the holy trinity of physical, speed, and vision. Okay with technicals, but like not great. Not great. George Green. Here's another one of our contract to contract. A player that can play in the hole behind the striker and also center mid, which, depending on the formation, I'm going to use. I think I already know what formation I'm going to use, but like that, this is a useful player to have. Martin Wolford. Oh, this is a very good player. Although, he's a winger. Shit. Yeah. Rule of thumb is your wing players tend to be faster. It's like in football, they're the equivalent of like a catcher, like out wide. And his speed is just not good to play on the wing at all. At all. But good in the middle. This could be a good center mid option, especially mentally. Like, you know, you have to be focused and concentrated in the middle, good determination, concentration for the level. Okay. Jordan Wafula, Kenyan player. See, this is the sort of speed I want on a Kenyan player, unlike on a wing player. Wow, that was some real unintentional racism from me. I'm sorry, you guys. I did not mean to say that. Oof. Yeah, he's just not good enough for this league. He's just not. I'm probably going to let him go if I can find a good replacement. Jay Rowlands. This is a good player. I just compare him to Wafula here. Yeah. I mean, Wafula has him beat in the air, but I don't need my wingers to jump. I need my wingers to run fast and put a ball in the middle, which they can do equally, but he's got better technicals for that. Jordan Thulis. Not great. Not great. I have like 5 strikers. This is an issue because I'm paying them too. I'm like, I ain't got money for that. Dominic Knowles. I've actually heard of this player, Dominic Knowles. So like, he's got some reputation, and he's clearly like a better player at this level. Like, you can see like his attacking is almost in the green. Jake Wright. Okay. Am I paying his wages? I am paying his wages. Can I terminate his loan? I cannot. Worst situation. Frank Mulhern. Now this, I can work with this. Okay. So here I want to play pressing forward. I think he's better as a target man. A target man is sort of player that like is you know, big boy BOI that you put in the box and like can win crosses and like can get a through ball and essentially play link up with this, you know, smaller, faster counterpart. How tall is he? Attributes. No. Information. No. Where do I find this guy's height? Where is this guy's height? Also attempts overhead kicks. That's the sort of flashy thing I don't really need. Again, tier 6 of English football. Sean Tootin, again, not great. So yeah, we're gonna need 1, if not 2, 3 players per department. All right. Lay it on me. How much money do I have? I have 23,000 payroll, of which I am committed to paying. Okay, so I basically only have enough money to bring in one extra player. Well, shit. Okay. I don't want to say I'm screwed, but I'm kind of screwed here. Okay. Okay. I guess let's work on formations for the time being. So when you click on tactics, it's going to give you like a series of options that you can pick um, to how you want your team to play. So control possession is a lot of like short passes, trying to keep the ball away from your opponent. Gegenpress. I don't know if you've ever seen Liverpool Football Club play, but it's like a high pressing system that requires a good physical intensity from your players. Unfortunately, in the amateur leagues, where half of these players aren't even training full time, that's not an option. Tiki taka. This is very good for technical teams because like you're dominating possession even more so than control possession, but like you're also pressing the same way a gegenpressing system works, and you need like good technique to pull that off. Tiki taka is how Barcelona plays, which we can't pull off. Vertical tiki taka is like tiki taka, but is a lot more direct. So like you're trying to work the ball into the box more directly, and immediately win the ball back when you lose it to try over and over and over and over and over and over again. This is more of a what would be a good sort of what team plays vertical? I guess a Juventus team, like a Sarri ball is a good example of that. So my assistant says that a wing play system where I focus play down the wings and then put it in the box is a good system to do. I don't disagree, but that just seems kind of 1980s. Route one, fluid counterattack, direct counterattack. So basically, they want me to play more defensive. Is what I'm seeing here. I think I'm going to try. I'm going to try control possession. I think control possession is like an easy sort of system here. Yeah, so here, look, here it explains it rather well. A control possession is a tactic that focuses on retaining possession and pressing high to win the ball back. Looks to play out of the defense and create chances through a patient, short passing build-up of play. The problem is that my defenders are shit. So, like, I can't really rely on them to do all that good of a job of passing. What about Route 1? So Route 1 is just, oh, yeah, no. I do not have the skill to pull that off. Fluid counterattack. Looks to draw the opposition forward to leave them vulnerable on the break. Players will be fluid on the counter, try to combine with each other, and carry the ball with clear intent. Again, I feel like you need technical players to do that, which I just don't have. I hate playing defensive. I can't stand it. It's so boring. Like I'm playing this for fun. Why would I play boring? You know what? You know what? You know what? Fortune favors the bold. We're gonna go with a control possession system, and we're gonna choose the formation. I do like the 4-2-3-1 quite a lot. Yeah, let's go for the 4-2-3-1. Okay, confirm. But what I do want to do is I want to change this because I want to make my passing directness even shorter. I don't have players with the vision and like the technique to hit like a direct pass over the defense, and I really don't want to play defensive and hoof the ball up front. I don't have fast enough players. I don't have technical enough players. I have players that work hard and have good mentals and are good in the air. And so I think a sort of control possession style system, not so much playing out of the defense, but focusing the play down the middle. I do want to play for set pieces because I have tall players. I want my attacking width to be a little wider. tempo to be, I want more discipline. Okay. So this is how I'm going to operate in possession, right? When my team has the ball, this is how we're going to operate. This is how we're going to play. In transition is when I lose the ball, what do I do? Like in the immediate, like 30 seconds of, holy crap, I just lost the ball, what do? I am thinking a regroup. Everyone get back, and then when possession has been won, counter quickly. Distribute quickly, yeah. Don't necessarily distribute to the center backs, just distribute to whoever's free. Take short kicks. Now I'm going to remove this off, whatever's appropriate. Out of possession, how do I play? Good question. Higher line of engagement. Yes, I think a higher line of engagement. This is going to get me caught out on the break. So, yeah, I think like that. Works. Normal pressing intensity. Stay on feet. Do not, like, I do not want my players getting sent off. So when you get stuck in and like throw yourself into tackle and be aggressive, it means that your players are more likely to get sent off, especially at this level when like they don't know how to tackle to save their lives. Mentality, I think a balanced mentality works. Okay, all right, we have ourselves a formation. Now, keeper. We have two goalkeepers here. One of them is a youth prospect, so by definition, it's going to have to be this guy, Peter Crook. And Kevin Amet is going to go here. Now, these are specific player roles. So, like, these are not always set up by default, but like they can be if you want. The wingbacks are like defensive players. So these are your wingbacks, one here and one here. These are players that like will go up the flanks often. My concern with that is, of course, that they can't get back in time because they can't run. So instead, we're going to play with regular fullbacks on support. I feel like that's fair. Fullback on support. Yes. And who do we have to play with? Right back? So they say here this guy, Alex Penny. Reminder, who is this guy, Alex Penny? Oh, yeah. The problem is that all of my fullbacks would also make really good center back. I'm almost wondering if I should play three at the back. Huh. That's not the worst idea I've ever had. That's actually not the worst idea. I've never really played three at the back, but like, there's always a time to try. All right, edit tactic. Screw it. Let's try it. All right, nope, go back. Go here. Formation. Let's try it. Let's play three at the back. So Penny goes here. I want an advanced playmaker. I want one of my wingbacks to get further forward. And I think it's going to be the wingback here. Because a box-to-box player is going to be running up and down this side all the time. So like if the wingback gets further up, the box-to-box player is going to be here all the time. And so we'll be able to cover for him if he gets up too far. All right. Who else do we have here? The problem is that this player that I identified is good, just George Green guy, who can play behind the strikers, he's going to really lose out in this system. I guess I could play him here. I could play him in that advanced playmaker role. In fact, I think I might about it. I will put him right there. All right, next up, Sean Garner. Good center mid, a little slow, so I'm going to put you here on this side. What foot do you have? It's a right-footed player. Penny is the faster one, right? Yes. Okay, so because Penny is faster, I'm going to put Penny in this cover role. Come on. So there are three kinds of central defender. There's a central defender in the regular standard position. There's a central defender in the stopper role. So if I click here, there's like defend, which is the normal standard type. Stopper will, like when they see the players coming against him, is going to move out of the line to tackle proactively, which is good for players that are able to win the ball back quickly and have good passing. And cover is, as you may have guessed, it, the opposite of that. These are players that when they see a ball come in, they move back in order to cut out through balls. So for a cover defender, you kind of really want a player that's fast and can run back and win back the ball and pass it real quick. So Penny here is a good choice. Who's this guy again? Middleton. I remember not being overly impressed with you. So I'll put you here for now. Luke Shields. Is this the yeah. I need okay, so these are players that are garbage and that I'm gonna have to be replaced. I think this is the player with like the weird polygon, yeah. Okay. Alright. I guess we're going here. Next. Oh wait, what about this guy? Ashley Jackson. Yeah, let's put Jackson here. And because he is left-footed, swap him around with Garner. So I have a left-footed player on the left and a right-footed player on the right. Outstanding. Okay. Jay Rollins. Oh, yeah. This is a player that is definitely going to have to... I don't even know where I play this guy. Shit. Because I definitely have two starting players. Like, up front might be the only department where I'm really set. Because I can put... This guy, Mulhern? Yeah. I can put Knowles and Mulhern and really be good for this level of soccer. I think that this is fine. And also, I think maybe put you on the target man instead. So we have like a big guy and a small guy like working off of each other. And over time in Football Manager, you have players that develop partnerships. So like you'll see a bit of a green line between these two. So like the longer they play together, the better they'll get at playing with each other. This is a game that is a lot more complex than people, I think, give it credit for. So this guy, Heslop, his best position is a box-to-box player, but my concern is that he just does not have the speed to pull this off. So I am thinking that I'm going to put you in the sort of defensive duty instead. So the deep line playmaker is the person that's sort of in charge of like, I guess the equivalent would be like think of quarterback, but of course doesn't have that sort of passing range. So his job is to win the ball back and immediately distribute to either Green or whoever we put here in the box-to-box role. So what do we need? Burn. I not see you. Anyway, you're shit. So like I'm not gonna play you. You have to be vicious in this game, otherwise you're not going to be able to survive. Alex Whittle is fast. I'll give him that. I guess temporarily good there. Tom Platt, good aerially. Another box-to-box. Faster than the other guy, Heslop, but not by very much. I guess I'll put him in there for now, but with an eye to replace him. All right. Progress. So for sure, we need a right back. For sure. Tom Platt. Wait, this was the guy I wanted to put in there. We better put instead. The thing is, I don't recognize any of these players. They all look the same to me. Brad Abbott. Not particularly faster, but worse in every single way. So, yeah, no, we're putting this guy in instead. Tom Platt is going to go here. Come on. There we go. But Abbott can go on the bench. All right. So we need fullback. So I'm going to show you guys how transfers work in this game in a minute. As soon as I finish padding out my bench. And okay. All right. Let's go hunting for a right back. So in order to search for right back, we're probably going to need another fullback too. Milan Bars is a player that's being recommended to me. He is fast. I will have competition for his signature. Star player. I am not going to be able to afford your salary. Yeah, no. All right, player search. Here's what we have. All right, so I'm good. This is the player search bar that I have. This is where I can look for players. You'll notice here, there's a couple things around here on the top. Senior package. This is the scouting package I have. So you can buy like lists of players in game in part of a scouting package. However, because I'm an amateur league, amateur team in the 6th tier, I'm being a little unfair. They're not an amateur team. I think they're semi-professional. Let's find out for you. Yeah, semi-professional. So like they don't train full time, but they're not amateurs either. So I don't have a scouting package. So I can really only scout locally. And I have exactly one member of my scouting team because that's all we can afford. And he's not outstanding either. He's not great. Not great at this. I'm not even going to get into staff because I'm going to have to do staff at this level. We just don't have the money for that. Okay. So there's 3 kinds of transfers. There's regular transfers where I pay money to another team to buy a player off of them. There are loan deals where like I can get a player temporarily from the team. Let's say like they're a young player that's never going to play at an Arsenal or a Chelsea. They can send him to me on loan temporarily because they know he's going to get game time and improve and then go back and either be sold for a higher price or like, you know, loans are good at this level because like, number one, they tend to be free. And number two, especially if you're getting promoted, a player that's good enough for this level might not be good for next year. And so like if you're buying a player and then they end up being shit next year, then you're losing out money. With the transfer budget that we have, I think buying players is out of the question. But the third kind of transfer is my favorite kind of transfer. It's a free transfer. These are players that are either on temporary contracts or have been released from their club. Their club has not been have not renewed their contract, and so they're basically free agents. And you can get some pretty good players at the start of the game as free agents. So what we're gonna do is, it is very easy to get distracted here. So we're gonna be strategic. We're gonna pick the player that we want. We need a player that can play wing back on the right. Now there's 2 players that are currently without contracts that can play this role. One is a 34-year-old called Louis Gazarkali, who looks like shit. So hard pass. This other one is Brandon Barzy. He's 19, so you could still improve, but other than being quick and having good dribbling, this is not a good right back. Like, look, his tackling is atrocious. His crossing is not very good. Passing is mediocre. Yeah, no bueno. Okay, so what if I pick players that might not be interested in joining me, but are still without contracts? Who do we have here? Now, some of these players I am just not going to be able to bring in. Like Bakary Sagna, this is a player that has played for like Arsenal and Manchester City. Like I am not going to be able to convince you to come to my little podunk amateur team. Elliot Kebby. He is not bad. It's definitely an improvement. Where did he play last year? In the lower leagues, lower than even the one I'm playing at. Why would he want to sign for me? You would. Okay. How much does he want? I don't have the money to buy staff for you. I'm sorry. We'll strengthen the following area of the first team squad. Midfielders. Nope. I don't have the money for that. And you will definitely just be a squad player. Like, I don't have the money to pay you as a star player. You want to be an important player. Okay, fine. But non-negotiable. No more changes. All right, how much money do you want? Hell no, I can't afford this. Okay, I can see why my manager thought I couldn't afford you. My manager was in fact correct. I cannot afford you. You're not good. Ashley Smith Brown. Uh, Not terrible. Can play both wings, which is good, and is either-footed, but kind of mediocre all around. Not outstanding. Good speed, good physicals, good defensively, but like, this is a player that I would put on the wing and not play as a wing back. This is a player that would stay back at all times. Like this is what a center back looks like, which is not what I need. So nope. Reese Brown, I recognize this name. You've played for a big team, haven't you? Yeah, you played for Manchester United. I remember that name. Reese Brown. I can see why Manchester United let you go. You're definitely not at their level, but you will be a good center back. Let me compare him to, oh God, what's the name of his name? Alex Penny. Here we go. About at the same level. He's about at the same level. Huh. No. I want a different kind of player here. Dwight Tyndall. Ooh. You've also played for a big one. Yeah, you've played for Feyenoord and Swansea City before. There's no way. There's no way that you are interested in joining my team. He wants to be made vice captain. What's your leadership? It's garbage. No. There is no way I'm going to make you vice captain. Absolutely not. Star player? Yes, you're good enough to be a star player. How much do you want? Ha! 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 It's adorable that you think I have money. No. No. Absolutely not. Oh, shit. I can't afford half of these guys. Yeah, there's no way I'm affording you. You're too good for this level. I already know. You're not going to want to join me. Yeah. I'm not good. You're not good enough. Sorry, I'm not good enough for you. Although I will try not to take that too personally. Okay. All right. Let's look at loans instead. So any player that I could get on loan. Two players here. Aaron Jones, who is hot garbage, and Reese Harrison, who is even worse. Oh, great. Okay. Expand the search a little bit here. Oh, that helps. Okay. All right. Let's sort by salary. Oxlade-Chamberlain. Are you the famous Oxlade-Chamberlain's brother? You are the famous Oxlade-Chamberlain's brother. I mean, I don't know. Buying the less talented younger brother of an established Premier League player is a bit of a mood, but yeah, no. What about Ben Hart? Yeah, you're hot shit. All right. Instead, let me get rid of all that, and let me search for free transfers on right back position. If there's better. The you I looked at, Dwight King, Kevin Foley. You are not fast enough to. All right, let me Let me specify some of these attributes because he needs acceleration of at least 12. I think that's fair. We also need pace at 12 and I think crossing at 12 and tackling. Okay? For 4 standout attributes I need in a wingback, in a good wingback. Tyrone Mears is very good. He also played in the championship last year, so there's no way I can afford you. Yeah, he doesn't even want to talk to me. Okay. Okay, I see you. All right, let me get rid of pace. Getting rid of tackling. Okay, Josh Clark, 24. Oh, you're good. You're a good player. Can I afford you? You don't want to talk to me. Can I offer you a trial? Maybe you'll want to come and see how we do at Boston. No. Okay. What if I lower crossing by 1? Joe Felix, 19? Oh wait, I looked at this guy already. Yeah, this guy is shit. Okay. What about players that are on any kind of contract but are transfer listed? I am not going to be able to afford $165,000. I have no money. I have no money. Loan listed players. Okay, let's switch this up. Players that are listed for loan, but are not listed for transfer. None. Teams, other teams, they don't want to send me their best. All right, this is what I could get, like scraping the bottom of the barrel here. Eddie Ralph. Yeah. Although he is playing for Dorking, which I very nearly picked. Dorking Wanderers. Giving me middle school flashbacks with that. Jamie Morgan. That is the weirdest fucking polygon I have ever seen. What is this? That said, you might fit the bill. Good tackling, good technique, good on corners. That will improve. 21, you could still improve a little bit. Acceleration, fitness, pace. Okay, let me see if you'll send them to me on one. They want me to pay a salary, which I can't afford. I want to be able to terminate him if I can't afford him anymore. But you're going to have to work with me here. Come on. Pay a salary for me. They want me to pay his salary. Shit. Okay. All right. All right. Fine. I'll pay salary. I need a right back. I'll pay a salary. Ethan Harrison. Oh, you're hot garbage. He's like, oh my god. I am a better player than some of these guys. Like this is just not no. You're fast and that's it. You have a crossing of 2, corners of 1. It's like the worst player you can be. And you want me to get promoted too. That's the craziest part. They want me to get promoted. Hey, people are crazy. I can't get promoted. I barely survived. Malachi Napa. Now, just for that name, Malachi Napa. That's a name. That's a Football Manager name. Yeah, no. But I wonder if I could do this. What if I just pick any player that is a free transfer, that is a right midfielder, and I'll train him to play wing back. That could work. That could work. That could work. But I also need your tackling to be higher than 12. Okay. And literally no one. Okay. About any player at any point with these two attributes. Jake Wright. Oh. Oh, you're a good player. Can I afford you? No, I cannot. Good to know. Thank you. Thank you for ruining my day with this. I think the moral of the story for you guys watching this is never play Football Manager. All it will do is increase your blood pressure. Max Murphy. I am scraping the ball with these guys. You're not even that much better than what I have. Carl Byrne. Yeah, Carl Byrne is a much better player. Okay. Josef Hefele. No. Hot garbage. Joshua Dicken. No, because I'm going to giggle like a 13-year-old every time I say his name. Nathan Moore. Not terrible. I'm going to work with you. Better than what I have, right? I'll run. Yes, definitely an improvement. Okay. And only wants breakthrough prospect. Holy shit, this might be non-contract. No. Part-time contract for 2 years. I think that's fair. And actually, get him in on the non-contract first. Yeah, let me do that. Let me get him in on the non-contract. Get him here. Take a look at him, and then if he's good, I'll sign him full time. I think that's smart business. Okay. Now let me look for like a potential left back here. Connor Fowler. I stand corrected. That's the weirdest polygon I've ever seen. What is that? Like, it looks like an ice cream cone on its side. No. This is not hot garbage. No. Sort by world rep. Ethan Miller. Not outstanding. How is this guy compared to the guy I was bringing in on loan, Jamie Morgan? Because, like, no. Where my guy? Jamie Morgan, Nathan Moore. Compared to... No, it's not Ethan Miller. What the hell is this guy's name again? Jamie Morgan. Here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna cancel Jamie Morgan's name. This guy's just a bad player. And I can use my money better elsewhere. All right, let me look for... What else do I need? What's my penalty takers like? I want to go to tactics. Because, you take a lot of penalties in this game. If your penalty takers are not good, then... Okay, all right. George Green is a good penalty taker. 14 penalty taking. That's not bad. What about free kicks? No, that's here. Set piece takers. Andy Tannoy is a good free kick taker, but I am selling him. Okay. All right. Okay. So what do I need? Because like this guy Carl Byrne, he's okay backup, especially for what I'm paying him. That's fine. I mean, look, it's not great, but he's also not starting. You can check something. You don't expect to be starting, do you? Development. Train. No. how do I see this again? Get information? No. How do I check the playing time? Here we go. Fringe player. Okay, good. So he's not expecting to start, which means I can probably get away with just not playing him. All right. Okay. All right. We're making some progress here. We are making some progress. Martin Wolford. He is left-footed. I could train him to play left back. So he's not great defensively. He's just not that good defensively. And his acceleration is just non-existent. All right. Okay. Player search. Now, because I have no scouting package, a lot of the scouting is going to have to happen manually. Now, what I like to do is a good place to start, and there's a reason why I added them, are the Welsh Championship and the Northern Irish Championship. The reason for that is that both Wales and Northern Ireland tend to focus more on games like cricket and rugby as opposed to soccer, which means all of their teams are amateur teams. And because all of their teams are amateur teams, usually what that means is that I can just poach their players for dirt cheap, if not free. The Cardiff Met Heaney is a place I like to start. Kieran Jacobson, let's look at you. Not great. Not great. Okay. Bailey Woodbridge. Matthew Neal. Not bad. Not bad. A lot of teams in my division want him. You compare him to that guy, Rollins. Jay Rollins. Yeah, see, like, similar style player, except look how much Jay Rollins is worth and how much he's making, and look how much this, like, amateur player is. This is what I mean when I say, like, you can, especially in the lower leagues, you can probably get by with a lot of these formerly amateur players. I want to buy you. How much do you want? No, I am not giving you a big pay rise, especially because you're making zero right now. And you're going to be an impact sub at best. At best. All right. No, fuck off. Okay. Never mind. Let's try literally any one of these teams. These are all pretty good teams. Airbus UK. This is where they make the planes, by the way. It's that same city. Harry Rutter. 16 is English. But other than being 16 and could improve a lot, that polygon is just no bueno. Okay. George Hughes is their best player. If he is your best player, then I should be moving on. Ballatown. I had success looking at players from Ballatown before. Daniel Reynolds. I stand corrected. You're hot garbage. Oliver Shannon. Not bad for 23, but I can do better. Okay, let's look at Northern Ireland instead. There is one player in particular in a previous version of FM that is just a shit. But I don't know if he's in this league. Shevlin. No, not Sheldon. Shevlin. Matthew Shevlin. Yes, he's here. Oh my God. Okay. So this guy tore it off for me in FM 17 or 18, I think. This guy is phenomenal at this level, mainly because he is just like the fastest player on the pitch. And so he just outruns everyone because at like an acceleration of 15 in the amateur leagues is just non-existent. It's unheard of. So also, there's no way that I can afford that. Can I get you on loan? I could get you on loan. Let me compare you to, like, I don't know, Sean Touton. little not overwhelmed, not underwhelmed, just sort of whelmed. Belfast Celtic. And Stewart. Nope. Oh, what's the other player? Weston Hales. Is he even in the database anymore? Yeah, sometimes when these players get like a lot of these lower league players are just not updated because like they're not playing in the amateur leagues anymore. Like they went and got real jobs, and so they're just not playing anymore. Where else? Jason Williams. Yes, Jason Williams exists. Again, for the same reason that the Shevlin was great at this level. He can just outrun everyone. But he was better a couple years ago. Yeah. Shevlin's better here. The other one was Juan Alcas. Yes. Atlético Pulpileño. Ay, qué bueno. I will add you to the short list because you're still a pretty solid lower league player. And he tore it up for me a couple years ago, so I got nothing but love for this guy. All right, let's look at Crusaders. Gary Trainer is their hot prospect. 15 years old, and you're better than some of the defenders I have. Will you take $7,000 for him and no percentage of any future resale? Good job. You will not. Good to know. Thank you. The best player is a guy called Paul Heatley. Yeah, I can see why he would be your best player. There's no way I can afford you, though. Even if you were free, I cannot afford that salary. Okay. What about the Gannon Swifts? Johnny Nelson is your hot prospect. I'm not going to comment on what that polygon looks like. Yeah, y'all know y'all thought it too, you perverts. No, this is no. Moving on, Daniel Hughes. Oh, that's a good player. At least good for my level. And for Dom Knowles. Good player, but not outstanding. Oh, yeah. Let's look for players that got teams that got relegated. Like this is in the third tier of Northern Irish football, right? I'm guessing. Yeah. Third tier. So like players at this level, there's like no way that they're good, right? Then again, very green. Who wants you? I don't know. Youth prospect. Thomas Ray. It's good for free, but he's 35. I ain't got time for that. If you're 35 and still playing professional soccer, maybe consider retirement. You're good. You're very good. For 16 years old, oh shit, you're especially mentally. I could train you to play center back too. Good passing. How much do they want from him? I get him for free. I have some stones when I play this game because I demand players for free. Very boomeresque of me. I will offer you $1,000, and that's it. Submit offer. Stephen Murray. They're not terrible. I cannot afford you though. Okay. Arts. Jordan Dixon. And Taylor is not. Okay. Well, let me move ahead one day and see if I can't get that one player I bet on him at the club. Also, let me know if the Zoom stream, like using Zoom as a software, is better than the one I've been using, either in the live chat or in the comments when this goes up normally. This is the first for me using Zoom. On a positive note, I'm using their bandwidth instead of my own, so that sort of makes it better. But what time is it? Oh boy, I have been streaming for like an hour and 30 minutes already. Well, shoot. Okay. I will be calling this a day in like 15 minutes. I think that's like a solid cutoff, right? Been streaming from 8:30 to 10:30, 2 hours in office hours. I think that's a good college try. Josh Clark has rejected the offer from Boston. All right, well, fuck you too. Who even are you? Oh yeah, you're like one of the first guys I offered. You don't even want to come in on trial? Wow. I won't take that personally. By that I mean I will extremely take it personally. Okay. What can I do? Do not want to show canceled deals here. All right. Who is playing in Northern Irish teams? So a lot of these players are free, and I could probably bring them in on free transfers. Like this is, so this is a national team. A national team is like, I'm working on the assumption that not all of you follow soccer. So a national team is, sort of exactly what you think it is. But it's different from a club team in that all of these players like play for a club team during the year, but like the national league has its own coach. And so sometimes what you can do when you're a poor man like me is you can go and see like who's been playing for like the under 21 team or 19 teams, and you can see sorting by value who is free that you can just like pick up and play for free. So Harry Robinson, left back, not good. Ethan Patterson, can I just click on you? Ben Moore, no. Goalkeepers, I did say I was kind of looking at a goalkeeper, hypothetically. What about the under 21 teams? Who's free in the under 21s? Okay, a couple of these guys are free in the under 21s. Well, you're good. You're like a better, younger Tannoy, right? Where's that guy in the Tannoy? All right, let me compare him to George Green. Yeah. George Green is faster, but George Green is also starting. You would be a bench player. I could probably put you in that deep line defensive role. Who have I given that to? Heslop. So let me compare you to Heslop. Just different players. If you'll come and play for free, oh, you won't come at all. Got it. Thank you. Thank you for letting me down easy. Kyle McLean is also a very good player, but I doubt you'll come play for me. You will come play for me. I thought the other one would, but you will instead. Okay. Okay. All right. Say you want to be an important player. How much money do you want? I can actually afford you. Huh. Let me compare you to, what's his face? Heslop. No, not Heslop. What's his face? Tannoy. You are a significantly better player than Andy Tannoy. And What about George Green? Holy shit. And you're willing to join me for like no money? Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Oh, damn it. Go back. Go back. Under 21s. Kyle McLean. Welcome to Boston United. I will give you exactly what you want. Though I do want to give you a 2-year contract. I am not going to pay you any one of these bonuses at all. And you're going to get paid 24.5 instead of 27. Come on. Come on. 32? I can't. Don't play with me. 26. 32.5. Seriously? Fine. I'll give you your original 27.5, but that's it. No more haggling with you. Okay. All right. Okay. We got our first good player. See? All right. Okay. We got it. We got it. All right. Center mid, which is a position that I needed for sure. So here's my quandary. Who is making the most money here? This player here called Scott Garner. Who are you playing in the first team? You are. Okay. So because I need to start freeing up some money to like get out and buy players, I need to start looking at reducing my wage spend. And some of these players are just not going to play. So like I don't need 4 strikers. Like 4 strikers is not terrible, but like if they're going to be on the bench, I would rather keep like a Thulis who's not making a ton of money compared to like this guy Sean Tootin, or even worse, Simon Ainge here, who's never going to play because he's got this like weird polygon. But, which leads me to the next section of my, here, let's learn how to play Football Manager with Mark Lane, which is if you go to Squad Dynamics here, you'll notice that the team is, this is about how the team interacts with itself. Whether or not they're friendly with each other or not, who are the leaders in the dressing room, like which players do I not want to piss off, which players is like, it's not terrible if I piss off. I'll notice, for example, that the team cohesion is abysmal, which is not great, but good locker room atmosphere, that is going down. There are many contrasting personalities throughout the club, so a lot of different kinds of player that think differently too. Each player, you'll notice, if I click on them, has like a personality type, and like you don't want a whole bunch of players that have different personality types, because in this game, unlike FIFA, players will get into fights with each other, and like you have to discipline them and everything. Like this is one of the most in-depth soccer simulations ever put to computer. No coincidence that like professional teams use this for modeling and stuff. So here's the overview of it. Here's the squad hierarchy. So like at the top you have Jay Rollins, who is the vice captain, and Shields is the captain. And these are like your team leaders, influential players. These are like anyone above, I think, influential, like this group and this group. These are players that you want on your side. Which is an issue because I don't plan on playing Jay Rollins all that much because I don't play with wingers in the 5-3-2 system. I play with wing backs. And so you could play striker, I guess, but he's not great at playing striker. Shoot. I need to start selling some players here. I need to get rid of some. What do I do? I need to get rid of at least one striker. I think that's a given. So let's sort by position. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players that can play striker. That's too many. I need to cut at least 2 of them. The question is, who do I cut? Because you have to take a couple of things into consideration. Yeah, you want to keep your best ones, obviously, but you also don't want to spend a lot of money for a player that's just going to stick on the bench for the whole time. So I'm going to play Knowles. I think Knowles and Mohan are definitely my starting pairing. I'm thinking Sean Tootin is going to be on the chopping block. And I can't sell him because the team just bought him. He's not going to want to go anywhere. Can I loan you out? The teams? Be open to talking to other clubs. Okay, good. So here's what's going to happen. Because I bought you on a free, I don't really need to sell you for profit. I'm going to loan you out, hoping someone's going to bite and cover for your salary. All right? That's one. And I think, can I end your loan? I cannot end your loan. And I think it's going to have to be Jordan Thulis because I can't sell Jay Rollins. He is the vice captain and he's the team leader. If I sell him, the whole dressing room's going to be upset. Okay. When would he hire him? We got him recently, offered to clubs. I would prefer not to be offered to other clubs. Yeah, but it's not about what you would prefer, is it? Persuade to leave. What can I say to you to talk you into leaving? I want to let you know before I actually do it, but I'm going to offer it. As far as I know, there isn't any firm interest in you, but there may be some clubs that will bid for you. Great, I can't find a place for you. Need to raise some money. I mean, technically, this is the truth. Contract is expiring. It is expiring. I have a lot of different options in the position. That's also true. But I think I need to raise some money. I think that's what I'm going to have to say. Okay, hope for the best. I don't think the club needs funds so badly that I should accept being moved on against my will. It's a great time for you to have discovered your inner Marxist, Mr. Jordan Thulis. I remember when I said in class that I own a pocket version of the Communist Manifesto. I wasn't lying. Here it is. Apparently, Mr. Thulis has it too. But what do I say to you? This could be an opportunity to increase your salary. I really don't want to leave. And I think you can say we'll change that. Well, fuck you too. Okay, fine. Transfer offer. Offer to clubs. Let me see if I can loan you out. Very least. Let me see if I can loan you out. I also have a hard stop at 10:30. So what time is it? Oh, it's 10:30. Oh, on the dot. Okay. Let me wrap this up and save it and call it a day. Code of conduct. Yeah, fine. Come on, I want my players to join me. I think that's a good cutoff. Yeah. You're in for the emotional journey of a very boring game of Football Manager. I'm not gonna lie to you, 95% of it is just this. 95% of this is loading screens, but that's because this is a extremely processor-intensive game, and my computer is old. Morton is in trial offer. Oh, come on. I'm offering you an actual Ayr also offered him a contract in the championship. Scotland. He's not going to come to us. God damn it. I mean, I can't offer him more money. I don't have it. So Just gonna have to hope and pray that he says yes to us because he was so nice. Introduce myself to the squad. I want to take the opportunity to introduce myself as the new Boston head coach. I think we can make the playoffs this season. That's exactly the reaction I was talking. Also found out code of conduct. Okay, excellent. But see what I mean? Like you have to keep your players happy, otherwise, you know, might be an issue. Oh, on trial at Morton, but I can still approach the sign, right? Okay, fine. You can be a star player, fine. Oh, and he wants less money. Outstanding. Okay. Okay. That 2-year contract with that amount of money. 21. 22, please. Okay. All righty. I'm hoping this guy say yes. As soon as I get a decision on this guy, I think that's going to be it for the stream. Him and the right back I was going to sign, whose name I already forgot, but that's going to be it. Hopefully for the next office hours and chill next week, we the content library for Logic Pro has downloaded, so we can run into like some music production. I think that would be really fun. Portadown have accepted. Oh, this is that young dude I almost bought. Okay, all right, I see you. Start negotiations. They're going to be a breakthrough prospect. Finalize, negotiate. Part-time contract. And 2 years. Offer you that amount, and that appearance fee has got to go. All of this extra bonuses. I can't afford these bonuses. You know what? I'll cut you a break here. 7,000. Suggest. Okay. Good. All right. 16 too. Okay. Inbox. Come on, sign for me so I can close and go to bed. Oh, not you two. Yeah, he's not going to go for us. These guys play a league above us. So, like, they're either going to have offered more money or he's just going to want to play for a better division. I don't blame him. Why? Ooh, you. Nope, go back. Actually, I don't believe I mentioned this. You notice that this guy's face looks computer generated. That's because this is a computer generated player. At the start of the game, what I did is I clicked fill out staff, so fill out players. What that means is essentially is like Football Manager buys big player databases from the teams, right? But they don't have it. Like a lot of these teams don't give enough information. And so they fill them out with these like artificially generated players, and sometimes these can be really, really good. As for example, this guy is, which is proven by the fact that all of these big Scottish teams want him. 16 years old. Yeah. No, move on. I do not have money to buy any more staff, so all of my money is going on players, unfortunately. All right. If he hasn't signed for me by this next day in game, I think I'm going to call it a day. I guess to close off, you stopped by office hours. Thank you for popping your head in. I think I'm probably going to do these like once a week or so. Just Mark Lane shooting the shit. You guys can ask class-related questions. I don't know if it's always going to be Football Manager. I mean, I want to do what the youngs are doing, and the youngs seem to like watching game streaming for whatever reason. Although, like I said, I kind of really want to do Logic Pro, and he hasn't signed for us, so I think I'm going to save it and call it a day. All right, guys. If you came by, thank you for stopping by. If you'd like to see something different, if like there is something you would rather watch me do, within reason, of course, let me know down in the comments or in the live chat. And hopefully Logic Pro will have finished downloading that stuff so we can do that for next time. Other than that, thank you for stopping by. Enjoy your evening. And if you haven't watched Tiger King, go do that, because that was incredible. And you should definitely watch it. On that note, take it easy, guys. Stop my screen share real quick. And all righty. Have a nice, everybody. Bye.